Hi, my name is Jodiann Reid-Buckle. I am in my final year of the IO Psychology program. For those who don't know, IO stands for Industrial and Organizational Psychology. My interest is training and development, and I want to become a training generalist, not a specialist, as I want to facilitate, I want to design, and I want to go around and help people to improve work performance within workplace, more specifically leaders. So before I started my master's in IO psychology, I was a fashion and beauty consultant where I trained models to do promotions. So I was more in the marketing field. So about 2.5 years ago, I moved here from Jamaica, and the area, I did a survey on the area, and I realized that media or marketing is not something that's fast paced in this area. So I wanted something that was growing. I wanted something that not only reminded me of my passion back home, helping people to, you know, motivating people to do their best. So I came here and I spoke to several people in academics, and they told me about IO psychology, and that's when I decided to do a little more research on the topic or the career. So as I said before, I came to the college, the admissions department, and I didn't know what I wanted to do. I just knew that I wanted to do something that I liked. First, I was interested in two majors: clinical mental health and social work. But then when I came to Springfield College and I spoke to one particular person in admissions, she told me that she too has her bachelor's in mass communication and she ended up doing admissions. So I told her, I'm looking to change career. I don't want to do student personal. I don't want to work in admissions. I want something that reminded me of, as I said, back home. And then I explained to her what I did, what I love, what I'm passionate about, and she said it sounds like something that would be, for IO psychology. Of course, like most people, I've never heard of IO psychology. So she told me a little bit what it was about, and she told me to reach out to the director of IO psych. It took me almost a year before I decided what I wanted to pursue. So I applied to social work, as my gut would have told me before that I should have done, and I got denied. So I was like, this is a sign. I should definitely check out IO psychology. And I came on campus and I spoke to the director at the time, Dr. Michael Surratt, and he explained a bit about it, and he told me possible jobs that I could obtain from this career, and he, as usual, showed me a bit of statistics and how fast this career path is, how fast you can grow in it, because it's not so prevalent, and I decided that I wanted to do it. So as you heard before, I am a mass communications major, which means I have no background in research, theories, no psych background. And the program, upon starting, it was really hard for me to transition because not only did I have cultural differences, I was adjusting to the environment. I did not understand a lot about psych. So that was my biggest challenge, adjusting to the whole change overall, as I said. And being the person that I am, I never gave up. I was determined to understand what I needed to do in order to fully understand IO psychology. So that was my major setback, and I realized that I overcome my challenges. Hard work, sleepless nights, and annoying Dr. Tran. I was always in her office. I asked a lot of questions. Anything I did not understand, I made sure that I got clarifications from her and I applied myself. It's not easy to face barriers while you're trying to study, you're trying to work, you have a family, and you feel like you're overwhelmed. But if you work hard, you try, you never give up, you try to understand what you're missing and what your weaknesses are as opposed to your strengths, then those are key factors that play vital roles in how you develop as an individual or as a professional. So, as I said, working hard constantly. Don't feel like you know something. If you're not sure, ask questions. And that's how I overcame my barriers. I did a lot of job shadowing and coaching. Wherever I could have gotten the experiences, I went. I mainly got a lot of experiences in recruiting, which doesn't seem to be the area that I want to go in right now, but initially it's one of the first steps to understanding what it is that IO psychologists do. So I had a lot of recruiting experiences, but it gave me a broader scope of what I needed to do, and I'm happy about my experiences that I gained. Okay. Also, I try to be involved by being a PsyOp ambassador. I represent the department at different recruiting fairs. Wherever I can find the opportunity to share anything about IO psychology, I do it. So those are some of the highlights of me developing. I've always considered myself a trainer. My first job out of college was as a training and development specialist, where I recruited and trained models to do promotions for different aspects of business, more so marketing. But ultimately, what led to my decision to pursue a career in training and development after obtaining my master's in IO psychology is the fact that I wanted to challenge myself this summer and do a lot of temp jobs. I also wanted to see what it was like to have a full perspective of what it is to be a consultant. So I did so many temp jobs where I met a lot of people, a lot of influential people. The funny thing is, whenever someone asked me what am I doing my master's in, and I would say IO psychology, the first question would be, what is IO psychology? 98% of individuals that I've met, they don't have a clue what IO psychology is. So that was definitely on me to explain what IO psychology is. And once they've heard to increase performance and motivate individuals within the workplace, they instantly would say, we need someone like you here. People are not truly motivated. They're not challenged by their work. So being a curious person as I am, I took it up on myself to probe more. So I spoke to a few managers to find out what's going on, to see if they themselves are motivated. And I realized that managers, they don't have the skills to lead. Now, the difference between knowing a job and how to do a job does not mean that you have people skills. And people skills are very important in any organization. If you cannot manage your employees right and you cannot communicate, then your employees are going to be afraid to approach you. Also, I've learned a lot that employees are forced to accept change. Now, that's a whole developmental issue. If employees are not provided with the proper tools or equipments or proper skills and techniques to to do a job or task, then training is imperative. And I see where lots and lots of organizations are lacking these skills. There are three aspects that I think that are imperative and that every organization needs to utilize. And that is communication, which focuses on the need of the receiver, leadership, which focuses on getting the task or the goal accomplished, and motivation, which focuses on the internal readiness for achieving a goal or a desired task. Therefore, training is very imperative, and I decided that I can definitely help some of these issues to be resolved in companies by being a training consultant. So my advice to current and prospective students is that everything you do it to the best of your ability, because even if you don't see the value in what you're doing, every little bit counts towards self-development. It's not what you do, but it is how you apply yourself. So make sure that even if you don't understand what you're doing, try to make sense out of everything. And trust me, you will feel like I feel right now, because I'll be leaving in a few weeks, and coming from nothing, meaning no knowledge of IOPsych, to wanting to be someone who educates and help to increase performances in workplaces, I think I'm coming a pretty far way, and you can do it too.